So I'm going to look at the water, and I'm going to start out first by, typically a spinnerbait in the wintertime is not a very good bait. That's probably one of the only times that you don't catch a lot of fish on is in the wintertime on spinnerbait, when the water gets below, I'm not going to say never, but usually when it gets below 49 degrees, 48 degrees, it gets a lot tougher to catch fish on a spinnerbait. But once that water temperature gets above 50, typically, I'm going to go through the progression of blades I like to throw. Usually in the spring, you have a lot of heavy rains, no matter where you're at in the country. Your water's going to be, the water that's running in is going to be warmer, but it's also going to be stained. It's going to be really stained, either really heavily stained or tinted, and it could even be muddy. I got a blade, another one, the next one I think is the blade combinations. And this is what I'm talking about. I carry, as you can see, I got a different blade combination for, I just throw these up here. I didn't put skirts on them because there's about 4 skirts that I throw, and that's it. I throw a chartreuse and white, a white, some kind of glimmer blue white, or a translucent skirt, and that's all based on watercolor. But usually in the spring, it's muddy, the water's tinted, or it's slightly tinted because we've had a lot of rain. So what I want to do is I'm going to start out with a spinnerbait that's either, sometimes I'll start out with a 5/8, depending on what I estimate the fish to be at. I carry 5/8 and 3/8 in my box. That's all I carry. I don't carry quarters. Don't carry 1 ounces. That's the two different sizes I throw. I'm going to start out with probably a 5/8 with a double Colorado, double gold Colorado, because the water's going to be probably going to be muddy, or tinted. And the reason for this is those fish are moving up. You want something that you can, it's very low visibility. So the bass have a lateral line, does everybody? And they feel this coming before that vibration, they feel it coming. Another thing I didn't talk about was this. This is a Bango blade. I helped design it with Sandstone Zorro. It's 30 thousandths wire. And the reason for 30 thousandths wire is 30 thousandths wire produces more vibration. The hindsight of that is, or the downside of that is, it bends really easy. And I'm going to show you a trick here in a minute how to keep this from bending out and losing, getting more than 7 or 8 fish on a spinnerbait. But it's really light wire, and that light wire equates to more vibration, which in turn equates into more strikes, more fish in the boat. So the other thing is, if you go below that, it gets so light that you can't, like if you put a bigger blade on it, it'll bend. It'll just bend winding it. So you can't, there's a happy medium. So about 30 thousandths is about as light as I'll go. And if I'm fishing out deep, sometimes I throw a 40 thousandths wire spinnerbait because it ain't really about vibration. It's just about flash and being in front of them. So I'm going to start out, one of my, like I said, my blade combinations, double Colorado, usually a number 3 to a number 4, number 5 Colorado. Then we're going to get on into these fish they're pre-spawn, they're coming up, they're eating. And the places I'm going to throw this at is I got to determine whether are they in channel swings, are they on laydowns and channel swings? Is the lake, is it a dock lake? You don't have many laydowns. Is it more residential? Is it a natural lake? All this determines into the factors of where you're going to throw it at and what to look for. So typically I'm going to go based off the Tennessee River. Typically in the spring, you got fish migrating back into the creeks. The first place that they're gonna hold up on is in channel swing bends, whether it be in a creek, main lake, any type of wood or rock that's on that channel swing. If it's going to be more broke rock and it's going to be more wood. And what these fish will do, they'll come in, they'll hang out in the limbs and lay out as the water warms up in the day, they're gonna rise up into those limbs and lay out in those laydowns, and they warm themselves just like a dog. Like if anybody's got dogs that are inside dogs in the wintertime, first thing you do, you let it out, it goes, does its business, and then it goes and finds the warmest place in the yard, lays in the sun. And that's what it's doing, it's sun and it's getting warm.
It's Mike Iaconelli. This is Bass U TV.
Here's what's awesome about Bass U TV.
You get the top instructors.
You will learn things at Bass U that you will learn nowhere else.
We take the mystery and the myths out of bass fishing.
Real tools that help you catch more fish consistently.
At Bass U TV, shoes are optional.
And I like turtles.
And that's why you want to check out Bass U TV.
Join the Bass U family.
Welcome to Bass U TV.